effective is great news, but we still need to complete the regulatory process, which involves completing the study and generating more data, even some follow-up and safety data. And then, of course, we need to get busy manufacturing. It won't be Moderna alone that solves this problem. It's going to require many vaccines, as we've been saying for a while. But we hope to be able to do our part from here forward. And this is a really important milestone in that journey.
All right, let's get more on our top story from Timothy Brewer, who is a professor of medicine and a member of the Division of Infectious Diseases at the David Geffen School of Medicine. He joins us now live from Los Angeles. Timothy, thanks for being with us. How does Moderna's vaccine stack up against Pfizer's?
Well, I think the big difference between the vaccines is the storage. So the Pfizer vaccine has to be kept at minus 80 degrees, and most facilities outside of hospitals, academic medical centers won't have those kind of refrigeration units, where a doctor's office or a local pharmacy would be able to store the Moderna vaccine, which is similar to what we do with the varicella vaccine.
I'm also seeing here that up to 20 million doses of Moderna's vaccine could ship to America by the end of this year, which brings us to the million-dollar question of distribution. What needs to happen here in order for the vaccine to actually be successful?
So to be successful, the vaccine first has to complete the trials and get the data out. It then needs to be reviewed by the Food and Drug Administration and approved for distribution. And then you're exactly right. There needs to be some way to get the vaccine to the people who need to take it. And both the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Academies of Science have put out blueprint plans for how the vaccine might be distributed.
Mm-hmm. How much confidence right now do you think Americans have in a vaccine right now? Do you think enough people will take it?
Unfortunately, I think there's been a lot of misinformation about vaccines in general and about a COVID-19 vaccine in particular. So one of the things we're going to need to do in the public health community and in the government is rebuild that trust around the vaccination program. That's going to be a very important part of getting people willing to use this vaccine.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the other thing that I thought was interesting about the Moderna vaccine is that this is actually something that has been shown to drastically improve the health of serious cases in the hospital. How much of a game changer do you think that would be in not just preventing COVID-19, but also people that are battling the virus?
So unfortunately, we have no evidence to suggest that the vaccine will help people who are already infected. But if it can prevent people not only from getting infected, but those who do get infected having mild rather than serious disease, then that's a huge advance. One of the challenges we're facing right now is where COVID-19 is really rapidly expanding, we're stressing our healthcare capacity systems beyond their limits. And that's affecting people's healthcare. So if we can prevent people from getting sick, as well as preventing infection, that's very valuable.
So Timothy, health experts are saying that even a vaccine will not get us out of this pandemic. How much of that might have to do with the fact that when it comes to these vaccines, we don't know how long they'll work for or what the reinfection rate is at that point?
You're exactly right. So the duration of immunity is a really important question, and that can change for a couple of different reasons. So one is that your body's immune system can basically lose immunity over time. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is coronaviruses are RNA viruses like influenza viruses, which means that they can change as they replicate. And so the virus can shift and change over time so that the immune response that you had before is no longer effective 1 or 2 years down the road. And we see that with influenza, and that's why we have to get a new vaccine every year. So those will be very important questions for us to answer in the coming days, months, and year.
All right, Timothy Brewer, we really appreciate your excellent analysis. Thanks for that.